Hi, and welcome back to the Cheeky Crypto Podcast. My name's Chris, and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another podcast video. And in today's video, we're going to have a look at the biggest headlines and the biggest news in cryptocurrency that I believe everybody should be aware of right now. And if you enjoy this sort of content, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. Don't forget to jump down into the Discord. Link is in the description of the podcast. It's absolutely free to join. Over 6,500 people supporting one another navigate this space safely. It's a fantastic community, and you should definitely immerse yourself in a great community in crypto. Right, let's get down to the desktop. Okay, so we're going to start here, and the first thing that I wanted to cover off was that crypto markets are undergoing a fight to quality, says one of the chiefs at Goldman Sachs. Indeed, he's the digital asset chief, as described in this article. Now, he's pointed out to key areas in crypto in which the big banks plan to focus: tokenization, remaking the plumbing of the financial markets, and, profound effect that digital currencies will have on the markets and across all markets, in fact. So this kind of is really interesting for me. It's one of those where Nick and myself were saying years ago that everything will be tokenized, and we've seen BlackRock, come out and say that they believe everything's going to be tokenized now, a few years later. And I think that, Goldman Sachs are probably looking at it in the same way, particularly with this language being used. So interesting to see this stuff, and I think it's definitely important to be keeping an eye on these sorts of things that are being said by these monstrous size companies, because it's easy to get shaken out and worried that it's the end of crypto with the SEC pulling their weight here, there and everywhere, and articles maybe possibly being a little bit misleading in what's actually going on. So really important that we're aware of this stuff, and I really like to highlight the fact that I think we're going to see adoption. We've got aspiring crypto banks pilot shows Binance issues are just part of the story. Custodial banks membership rejection by the Federal Reserve Board is more alarming for crypto banking than the recent trouble of Binance. So this is really interesting that banks are basically being told no, because they want to be involved in cryptocurrency. Rather interesting. So the Federal Reserve Board had denied its application for membership. So look, I don't know really what is going on with the US and why they are so negative towards this technology. Is it the fact that they are the world's reserve currency currently, and they're worried that they're going to lose that when it comes to everything that's happening in the world? I don't know, but rather interesting that we see this sort of stuff. We got Deutsche Bank in talks to invest in 2 German crypto firms, according to Bloomberg. The banking giant asset management arm, DWS Group, is looking to expand further into the digital assets space. So look, on one hand, you've got the US saying crypto is bad. Banks are unable to offer, crypto services to your average Joe. And then, across the pond over in Germany, you have got, banks looking to basically get deeper into the rabbit hole of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology with investments. So look, I think the US need to really work out what it is that they want and where they want to be positioned in the world, because if they're not careful, they could end up far behind many other countries when it comes to wealth and the benefits of the economy over there. So look, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. What does Kraken's SEC settlement mean for crypto staking? Kraken had a pretty lousy day, but the industry is more interested in what it means for staking. And I want to chime in. I'm not going to read through the article, but I do want to chime in on my thoughts, because I did watch Gary Gensler, talk about this in a bit of detail, and he was basically saying that these exchanges just need to I guess put the right disclosures out, and they need to apply through the right channels, and then it's okay. It's kind of how I perceive what he was saying. So it's almost like maybe retail is being told that there isn't clarity, and the exchanges know that there actually is clarity for this aspect of things, and they're not going through the right I guess routes to do this in the US. But this is a US thing. It's the same with the SEC and Ripple lawsuit. It's not a worldwide thing. If you're in the UK, I can still buy XRP on many of the different exchanges. If you're in the US, you can't. So yeah, look, it's interesting stuff. I think that the projects doing their own staking where it's not earned from a yield as such. It's you're minting blocks on a blockchain, and when you do that, your pool gets the share. You're working for something. You're not relying on a company to look after your assets and invest it well in order for you to get a return. So these are slightly different mechanisms, and I think what does it really mean? I think it's going to become more decentralized, and I think a lot of the exchanges, if they want to offer this service in the US, are just going to have to go through the right routes. Ultimately, I don't think it's such a bad thing. We saw something very similar, in fact, with Nexo, and we didn't see this pullback like we have seen with Kraken. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens next. And that brings me on to this. Economist here on Twitter issues Bitcoin and Ethereum warning, predicts the next bull run will begin very, very soon. Matter of fact, at the end of the month. If we go over to this guy's tweet, he's got 150,000 followers on Twitter. Quick crypto market view, not adding size just yet, which is interesting. Think next bull run starts either with CPI or the end of the month. BTC and Ethereum still have round levels below to run over. Not stressed about the market either. See this as a healthy pullback. Turn full bear on only if CPI beats by 0.2%. So I think this stuff is disappointing for me, because I think that we've got to get that confirmation. I think we're not going to see a bull market kicking off. I think that the credit card debt is too high and it's increasing, and I think that can only happen for a certain length of time, with it being the most expensive way to borrow money. I think that we've got problems with supply chains. I think we're going to have retail really heavily impacted, overstocked, and going to have to sell things cheap. I think that secondhand car market is also going to have problems. I think they're going to end up with more cars than they can sell, which again I think will mean that they're going to have to make extreme losses. I can see this getting far worse before it gets better. So I'm firmly against believing what I am seeing when it comes to reading stuff like this. I'm just not a believer. I think that we've got a few months yet, and I think we're going to either see a confirmation that the bottom is just already in, or we're going to see a new lower low. And you've got it here. Bitcoin is already in its next bull market cycle. Again, this is some CEO of a trust. I'm just not aligned. I'm really not aligned to any of this stuff where we're talking about a bull market. I think that this is a bear market rally. I called a bear market rally. So let's just go back through this. Back in May, I called the bottom in June. The June low came in. It was the bottom at that point. I said it wasn't the bottom, and we expect a new lower low. FTX scenario happened. We got a new lower low. And at that point, I was saying expect some bear market rallies. And we've got this rally. It's a bear market rally, in my opinion. And look, I'm just kind of pointing out here poorly articulating it, I guess, that we've been calling this stuff before it happens. Unlike a lot of these people that keep just saying it's a bull market. Every time you get a pump, it's a bull market, and whenever we get a new low, that is the bottom, and now it's we're off to the races, and that's not really how this market works. So just careful who you follow. Make sure you go away, do your own research. We're not financial advisors. Treat this as educational purposes only. But yeah, look, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think we're in a bull market? Do you think it's a bear market rally? Do you expect new lower lows, or do you expect it to just confirm that the last low was the low? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.